Yes. These are the so just I just logged into the AWS console. How we can log into the AWS console? AWS AWS aws.amazon.com/console. This is the console for the AWS. So sign into the console. I just logged into the username and password. So this is the console of the AWS. Now are you able to see, right? So these are the services. What are the services? Something like all the all the services. Uh, Yeah. So these are the analytics services, application integration, AWS cost management, blockchain, business applications, compute, containers, customer management, customer enablement, database, developer tools, end user computing, front end, gaming, internet things, machine learning, management governance, media services, migration and transfer, network and content delivery, quantum technologies, robotics, satellite, security identity, and storage. These all are the services that provides AWS. Everything they are providing. If they add something like these all are the robotics, machine learning, AI, artificial intelligence. These all are the new services. They are implementing a new service and adding it in the console, adding it into the console. So the starting is only the compute services, only the compute and storage services, only the compute and storage services. So the starting AWS. Before that, they are adding all the all the services, all the services. This is the just AWS console. This is the just AWS console, guys. You understood, right? So what are the services provided? They are providing services for the compute, storage, database, networking, administration and security, deployment, analytics, application services, mobile services, enterprise services, all the all the services. What is AWS regions? What is AWS a region? What is availability zones? And what is the edge locations and the data centers? I will tell you guys. So guys, something like certifications I already told yesterday. So AWS certifications. So something like the first the initial certification for the AWS is AWS Cloud Practitioner. So in that AWS Cloud Practitioner, you know something like what is a cloud environments, cloud services, cloud providers. So what is IaaS, what is SaaS? The basic things. The basic things of the AWS is nothing but a AWS Cloud Practitioner. So then associative level and professional level. So associative level, AWS certified solution architect. So AWS certified solution architect, AWS certified developer associate, AWS certified SysOps administrator. So this is a AWS certified solution architect, and the certified developer. This is for developer purpose. This is for the IT, something like administration purpose. So this is the security purpose. SysOps means a security operation. So then professional also. So AWS certified solution architect professional. So for associative, the advanced is a professional. Then AWS certified DevOps engineer professional. So this is for solution architect, and developer, and SysOps administrator. SysOps administrator. So before that, I need to tell you one thing. Yeah. So something like, for example, a data center. So data center is located in, guys. So for example, in India, data centers are located. So data center, guys, a data center. So data centers. So this is the data center. This is the data center. Something like our and non-prod and prod and DR. DR. DR means disaster recovery. Something like this is in Texas. This is in California. Something like this is in New Jersey. For example, in India, Hyderabad, Mumbai, and Chennai. So these are the three data centers. What is this? Data centers are on-premise environment, DC, DC. So our non-productions will be located in the which region, guys? So which region? So something like a Texas region and California and New Jersey. So if you're having any issue, if you're having any issue, something like we need to go to here and resolve the issues. For example, so so three data centers you are so something like in the three data centers your servers will be kept in Texas, in California, New Jersey, Hyderabad, Mumbai, and Chennai, for example. So something like so. If there any issue comes, we need to go to the particular data centers. Particular data centers. So something like a so this is the which region? This is Texas region. This is California region. This is New Jersey region. For example, so this is India. This is US. This is UK. These are the three regions. These are the three regions you deployed your application. For example, if you're having any issue, you need to go to the something like US, or you need to go to the India, you need to go to the UK. You need to go to the UK. So these three are in the different locations. Different locations. So in AWS, AWS also. So AWS also. So something like a launching the region availability zones and data centers. So what is the region is nothing but this API is linked with the data centers. Linked with the data centers. For example, India, US, US and UK. These are the three data centers linked with the three regions linked with the AWS. AWS console. So in this region, having a availability zones. AZ is nothing but a logical geographical area. So AZ is nothing but a availability zone. So in that AZ, so there may be something like this is AZ will be linked to the data centers. AZ will be a link to the data centers. So something like in one console they are linked to the all the regions of the data center, all the regions, all the availability zones, all the data centers, they are linked to the data centers. Something like if you log into your account, if you log into the your aws console. So then you want to launch a instance, you want to launch your application non-production or something like a region. So you can select the region. You can select the region. In the region, you can select the availability zone. You can select the availability zones. They are providing a one solution for all. One solution for all is nothing but a AWS console. For example, if you want to keep the servers in the US region, UK region, or something like a India region. So our non-production, production, and DR. So you need to purchase the rental space for the US, India, and UK. You need to go to the data centers. Then you can is there any issue? Definitely we need to resolve. How you can resolve? You need to manually go to the data centers and resolve the issues. But so but the AWS is the global. AWS is a global solution. So they are adding the regions, then adding the regions into the application. They created a regions into the application. So if you go to the region, so it will automatically connect to their data centers. They connected their data centers, something like a Frankfurt, UK, so North Virginia, so something like AP Southeast. The regions are guys. APAC, APAC, IMER, IMER, EMEA. So Asia Pacific, American regions, and something Middle East regions. Middle East regions. The regions are nothing but guys, APAC, APAC regions. So APAC is nothing but Asia Pacific regions. So Asia, South Asia, and so Oceania of the border of the Pacific Ocean. So APAC region, and yeah, EMEA countries. EMEA is nothing but something like so these are the EMEA regions. So these are the Europe, Middle East, and African regions. These all are the EMEA regions. So our regions. So generally covers USA, Canada, and South American countries, including Mexico, Brazil, and Argentina. So these are the EMEA, APAC regions. So EMEA, APAC regions. So these are the guys. So this is the US East, North Virginia, US East one. So US East, Ohio, US East two, West, US East, Asia Pacific, Mumbai, Osaka, Seoul, Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo, Central Canada, Europe, Frankfurt, Ireland, London, Paris. So these are the regions, guys. These are the regions. So if you want the server in the which region, something like for example, so I'm from India, so I want in the Mumbai region. So I'm selecting the region. I'm selecting the Asia Pacific region. Asia Pacific Mumbai region. AP Pacific Mumbai region is AP South one. AP South one. So something like US East one, US East two. Guys, you will understand. So these are the regions. So regions means if you want in the EMEA region or APAC region or EMEA, EMER, APAC. These are the three regions. If you want wherever you want, you can deploy your application. You can deploy your application. This AWS console is the global. This AWS console is the a global. If you select anything, it will link to that data center. If you select the region, it will link to that data center. It will link to that data center. Yeah. So what is AWS? AWS is Amazon Web Services, a cloud provider. They provide with you servers and services that you can use on demand and scale easily. So AWS has a revolutionized IT over time. AWS powers some of the biggest website in the world. So Amazon.com, Netflix, these all are the so deployed. These all are the deployed in the cloud. Which cloud? AWS cloud. So what are the services that what we will learn in this course? Something like a Amazon EC2, Amazon ECR, ECS, Elastic Beanstalk, Lambda, auto scaling, IAM, KMS, S3, SES, RDS, Amazon Aurora, DynamoDB, Elastic Apache, SQS, SNS. So AWS setup, something like CloudWatch, Amazon Cloud Formation, CloudTrail, Gateway, Elastic Load Balancing, Amazon CloudFront, Amazon Keys, Route 53. These all are the services that are providing. So AWS Cloud History. So in 2002, internally launched. In 2003, Amazon Infrastructure is one of their core strength idea to market. In 2004, launched publicly with the SQS services. The first service is SQS. In 2006, relaunched with publicly with the S3 storage and EC2 services. In 2007, launched in the Europe region. The first launched in the US region. In 2007, launched in the Europe region. Something like what are the big website that are using in the AWS? Dropbox, Airbnb, NASA, Netflix. These all are the using AWS cloud. So AWS cloud number fact. Something like a so what are the leaders and challengers? Challengers. So leaders are the something like AWS, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google GCP. What are the challenges? Alibaba Cloud, Oracle Cloud, IBM Code. These all are the still challenges. So in 2019, AWS had 35.02 billion in annual revenue. AWS accounts for 47 of the market in 2019. So the second one is the Microsoft, pioneer and leader of the AWS cloud market for the ninth consecutive year over. So something like a 10 lakh active people are using AWS. So AWS use cases. AWS enables you to build sophisticated scalable applications applicable to a A diverse set of industries. Use case includes enterprise IT, backup storage. So use case enterprise IT, backup storage, big data analytics, website hosting, mobile, social apps, gaming. Everything will be one solution, that is a AWS. So McDonald's, 21st Century Fox, Activision, Netflix, these all are using the AWS. So AWS is the global infrastructure. So the global infrastructure. So something like orange, it is the regions. Blue is nothing but availability zones, local zones, points of presence, network, custom hardware, and benefits. So oranges, where is our regions? Oregon, Go Cloud, North California, Canada, Go Cloud, US East, North Virginia, Ohio, Ireland, London, Scotland, Frankfurt, Paris, Maine, Spain. So these all are the regions for the AWS. What is AWS? Availability zones. What is data centers? What is edge locations? I will tell you guys. So regions, AWS, a region. AWS has a regions all around the world. Names can be US East 1, US West 3. So the all AWS has regions all around the world. AWS has regions all around the world. US East 1. So North Virginia is nothing but a US East 1. So Ohio is nothing but a US East 2. So US West, North California is nothing but a North California is nothing but a US West 1. So Oregon is nothing but a US West 2. Uh, Africa, AF South 1, Asia Pacific. So Asia Pacific, Hong Kong, Asia Pacific, Mumbai, AP Southeast 1. So Asia Pacific, Soil, AP Northeast, AP East, AP Southeast 1, AP Southeast 2, Northeast, something like a. So these all are the regions. AWS has regions all around the world. Names can be US East 1, EU West 3. So a region is a cluster of data centers. A region is a cluster of data centers. So most AWS services are region scoped. Most AWS services are region scoped. How to choose an AWS region? If you need to launch a new application, where should you do it? Something like a compliance, promixity, something like available services, pricing. So we can compare these and we can launch the instance. Compliance with the governance and legal requirements. Data never leaves a region without you explicit the permissions. Promixity, the customer reduces the latency. Available services within a region. A new service and new features are not available in every region. Something like if a new feature added within the first default one is a North Virginia region. So a new feature is adding. So then all the new features are will not available on the all the regions. So it will be a region scope. So region pricing. Pricing varies the region to region and is the transparent in the service pricing page. So service pricing page. Availability zones. Each region has many availability zones, usually 3, minimum 2, maximum 6. So something like a AWS region, Sydney, AP Southeast 2, or a Northeast, or a something like a US West, North Virginia, US East 1, for example. For example, so each region has many availability zone, usually 3, minimum 2, max 3. Usually the default is 3, minimum 2, max 6. Example, AP Southeast 2A. Something like if it is AP Southeast 2A. For example, if it is US East 1, US East 1A, 1B, 1C, the same like as it. ABC are the ABC are the availability zones. AP Southeast to 2A, AP Southeast to 2B, AP Southeast to 2C. These all are the availability zone. Each availability zone is one or more discrete data centers. So each availability zones so they're having a one or more discrete data center. This is the data center. This is the data center. This is the data center. So something like AP Southeast to 2A in this the A availability zone, the first availability zone having two data centers. The B availability zone having the second availability zone having two data centers. The third availability zone having three data centers. So each availability zone is one or more discrete data centers with redundant power, networking, and connectivity. Each availability zone is one or more discrete data centers with redundant power, networking, and connectivity. They are separate from the each other. They are separate from the each other so that they are isolated from the disasters. So something like a
So
DR,
it's like a backup. So the same date servers they are splitting in different availability zones.
sorry, the same server.
And I mean, like they're splitting the servers in different availability zones. Like it's like a
Yeah,
backup for.
data centers. So for example, so this is the data center. So is one or more
Okay.
discrete data center. This is the data center. This is the data center. Okay. So for example, so you are in the North Virginia region, something like a California region. California regions. So there are the two data centers are available. California region. So good question. Something like so our agent is so North Virginia region. So US East 1A, 1B, 1C. So this is the availability zone. This is the availability zone 1A. So in this availability zone, so North Virginia, right? In the North Virginia region, so something like there are the two data centers. There are the two data centers. So these two data centers are isolated with the so each other. Something like so this data center. So these three data centers are in the different regions, different places. I don't know exactly what are the places in the North Virginia. For example, so if it is in something like a AP Southeast one. So one is Mumbai, one is Chennai, and one is Hyderabad. For example, so this data center is in Mumbai, this data center is Chennai, this data center is in Hyderabad. So so something like your non-production is here, your production is here, your DR is here. So if production down, the DR will be available. If something like DR down, production will be available. So this is Mumbai down, our DR and production will be available. So these are isolated from each other. So they are separated with the region, the place. Have you understood? So availability having the data center. Just understood?
Yeah, like so they're placing each environment in one data center. They're not placing all the environment in one data center. It's not like that.
Yeah. For
For
example,
example,
if
if
you,
you have two
yeah, if,
environments,
so
non-prod
something
and
like
production.
yeah, your non-production production will be in the one one area. Something
Data
like for
center.
example,
Oh,
one
yeah.
data center, Mumbai. So
Okay,
for
Mumbai.
example, if floods are coming, floods are there,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like earthquakes are there. So if both the data centers, both the environments will be crashing, right? So that's the
yeah.
reason. So they will keep it in the separate locations. They will
Separate
keep it in the
location. Oh,
separate locations.
sure, sure. So
You
where we
understood?
can see this availability zones in the application? I mean, like in front end
AWS.
UI. Yeah, in AWS. We can see the regions, but what where we can see it?
Definitely. When you launch the EC2 instance
Okay.
or something like S3, you can. So I will tell you. I will tell you.
Sure, sure.
You will.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
AWS, yeah. So AZ is nothing but a. So it's a logical thing. It's a logical thing. So they are separate. They are connecting with the data center only. Oh, right. So where we can deploy our servers, where we can build our servers will build in the data centers only. Because of in the data centers, they are providing they are keeping they are keeping the server, something like a Dell PowerEdge or whatever the server, and install the VM. When you launch the instance, it will go to the data center, whatever the region you are specifying, or whatever the availability zone. So that region only we can build the servers. Okay, Josna.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So they are separate from the each other so that they are isolated from the disasters. So they are connected with the high bandwidth and ultra low latency network. Ultra low latency network. AWS points of presence or edge locations. AWS has 216 points of presence, 205 edge locations, and 11 region caches in 84 cities across 42 countries. So content is delivered to end user with lower latency. Because of what is edge locations is nothing but edge locations is nothing but. So for example, you are deploying your application in the US region. So because of the cost is a cheap, the cost is the cost is varies from US to India. India is cheaper than so US is cheaper than India. So your application is launched in the US region. But who is accessing your application? Indian people only. With Indian people only. So if you hit something like if you search the facebook.com, it goes to the directly it goes to the US region because of the application is hosted in the US region. So it will be getting a so how we can get this how we can get the application from through the network, right? So definitely there may be a latency because of the traffic will goes from India to US, then it will get the pages from the US. So so the what is the edge locations or points of presence is nothing but so whenever the data is available, whenever the application is hosted in the US, so there may be a there may be a there may be a point of presence means there will be a cache servers. Cache servers will be keep it in the India location also. So whatever you deployed the application, the first time it will goes to the US region, then it will get to the then it will send to the edge locations. So after that, whenever you are accessing to the application, it will goes to the cache edge locations points of presence. So instead of US, so you will get the pages you will get the pages. So something like that, the bandwidth are high, so it will be open the pages soon. It will be pages with the high bandwidth. There is no latency because of so we are not pointing to the US directly, we are pointing the India location only. So these are nothing but a edge locations. So edge locations, now you understood, right? So availability zones. So yeah, then we will go to the yeah. So introduction to a Amazon EC2. Amazon EC2, which is also known as a Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. What is that? EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. So provides a resizable computing capacity in Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services. So it is a simple web service interface allows you to obtain and configure capacity with the minimal friction. It provides you to with the complete control of your computing resources and lets you run an Amazon proven computing environment. EC2 is the core services of the AWS cloud platform and launched in 2008. EC2 is the core service. So EC2 are the virtual servers. What are the EC2 is nothing but a virtual servers, also called as an instance. These are the virtual servers, also called as an instance. What is the name in the virtual servers in the AWS, guys? So this is the so this is your VM. For example, this is your VM. So VM something like a CentOS 7 we installed. So what is this? A virtual a server or mission. Virtual machine. But in AWS, it is calling as a VM is nothing but a, guys tell me, a VM is nothing but a instance. So AWS VM, in AWS, VM is called as a instance. The naming convention for the VM is instance. Guys tell me, what is that VM? VM name for the AWS? So virtual server call it as a instance. Call it as a instance. So these are the virtual servers, also called as an instance. We can use these instances paper use basis. Amazon EC2, which is also known as a Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, provides a resizable computing capacity in the Amazon Web Services. So it is a simple web service interface. It is a simple web service interface that allows to obtain the and configure capacity with the minimal friction. It provides you with complete control of your computing resources and let you run Amazon proven computing environment. EC2 is the core service of the AWS cloud platform and launched in 2006. These are the virtual servers are called as instances. We can use these instances paper use basis. Paper use basis. So in data center, we are also something like a physical server. The physical server we installed a virtualization software. In that virtualization software, we can install the VMs, right? Virtual machines. So this service. So if you are launching a VM, if you are building a VM in the physical or a data center, AWS. So the service is called as a compute service. So in the compute service, what are there? EC2. So compute service is nothing but a EC2 service, Elastic Compute Cloud. So this service is so this building the building the building the virtual machines. This virtual machine is called as a instance. Guys, what is the service? EC2 is the service. In the CST, what is the use of EC2 service? To build the VMs, to launch the VMs. So if you if you use the EC2 service and launch the VM is nothing but an instance. So instance is nothing but a server. So this application connect to the whatever we are selecting the region to the data center. So is the so the data center, so the data center, so data center. So and you can in the data center, the already predefined environment is there. Once you click the instance, it automatically launches the automatically build the EC2 instance, build the server, build the VM, build the instance. What is the EC2 service, guys? EC2 service is nothing but a to launch or build the VMs. What is the service, guys? EC2 service. Nice. Guys, understood? Guys, there. Guys, understood?
Yes.
Yes, right. So what is the service, guys? So if you're launching a VM, if you're launching a VM in the AWS console, what is the service, guys? EC2 service. What is the service, guys? EC2 is the service. EC2 is the service. So in AWS, so something like go to the services. So what is the service, guys? Compute service. In the compute, there is a EC2 service. In the EC2 services, so instances, we can launch the instances. We can build the servers in the instances in the this compute service. The launch instances. So so already predefined environment. I already told you, right? Predefined environment. So it will be done. So it will be it will be launching the server through the console. Through console. Already predefined environment is there. We need to select that and we need to launch the instances. So this is the virtual server is nothing but a so benefits of using EC2: easier and faster, elastic and scalable, and high availability, cost effective, cost effective. Guys, I will show you tomorrow how to launch a EC2 instance.